60 brand new teachers have graduated from the College of Education, the Invercargill campus. Now 3 of these are bilingual, teaching in Maori and in English. We go very shortly to the Te Tomarangi Marae on I Street. Watch out there for the opening scenes and for a special presentation of a carving.
The carving was actually made by a very special person, and it was being made while I was still doing my schooling my last year this year, and it was just an ultimate shock for me to receive it today because I didn't realise it was being made. And it's very significant to me because it holds where I'm from, which is the hapu, Ngāti Hawa on the bottom, and Wahine Toa stating that I'm a strong woman, and it's very significant in the fact that it's got my children placed inside it and a photo of my parents. Yeah.
Does this sum up to you what this whole process is about here? It's for your family, it's for your community, it's for Maoridom?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think just like it's a very emotional time, but it's tears of joy, not sadness. And it's been just a very special day overall. Everything, it started from on Tuesday when my uncle flew in, last night when we all met together, and it's just this whole whānau concept where family have just travelled from far and near to be here, be here on this special day. And having the schools be here. Presently, I'm going to be working at Rockdale Park. I'm working at Rockdale Park School, and that's really special to me because that's where I went as a little child. And the kids were here, of course, and they were singing, and because my children go to Kura Kaupapa Māori, and they were here, and it was really special for me to see my daughter stand up and sing as well, and my family that have travelled down from the north to do a haka, and just the whole atmosphere, the people, everything was absolutely special. Yeah.
Great ceremony. What was the most moving part for you, Hani?
The most moving part was when my name was called and I knew that my whānau was there to support me behind it. That was the most moving part.
And in the ceremony itself, what was that like?
The ceremony itself is when you go across the floor and mihi to the rest of the staff to know that it was 3 years, they're the ones that have helped you get through.
And looking ahead, what's the biggest challenge for you?
The biggest challenge, we've just taken on twins, and so my only thing for the whatever school I'm going into, I've said I only have one condition, and that is that my children are allowed to be in the classroom with me.
Well, I would probably have to say that it was all the whānau that have travelled and come down to be with us, and our tamariki that were here as well. It's absolutely wonderful.
And what would that mean for you inside as the ceremony went on?
It's hard to explain really. It's a mixed emotional. It really is an emotional event. It's really hard to explain how exactly it all is, but there's no other way to do it for any graduate at all.
And the importance of Maori now that you're a teacher, a bilingual teacher.
The importance as being a Māori teacher is being able to relate to your children and being able to put across to your children how they learn. And a lot of children learn kinesthetically, and because I'm kinesthetic myself, I can teach that way. And that we're bringing in what everything is to us. We're looking at Māori as a holistic view, and that's how we teach.
There we have it, the big ceremony at the Te Tomarangi Marae there behind the Basilica in Invercargill. The 3 bilingual students, graduates, the first ever from the campus down here in Invercargill. And of course they've all been snapped up, and training or teaching kinesthetically, that's to do with actions rather than with words. Very shortly, another who was at that ceremony, she has a diploma in teaching those with disabilities. But who's got the disability? Well, a first for Otago and Southern, a diploma in teaching those with disabilities, and it was achieved recently down here through the campus at Invercargill. It's a very warm good evening and congratulations to Alona Davis.
Kia ora, Jerry.
Now, Alona, why go for this diploma for teaching those with disabilities?
I really wanted to do it. After completing the national certificate, I realised that I wanted more understanding and more education in the field of disability, and the diploma was offered, so I continued.
Now this fits in with your work with what, IHC Southland?
Yes, I work with IHC Southland. I work in a vocational centre and a residential home, and that really was to give me a better understanding in my field.
Okay, now what was the better understanding? Was it learning more about other disabilities apart from the ones you used to, or?
It was a variety of learning everything about lots of different disabilities and the types of things that are available out there, the resources that you can use, and even the way that we support people too.
Yeah, tell us about the way you support people. What was most interesting to you there out of that?
Supporting people, really, we actually found out, after a lot of my study, I found out attitude had a lot to do with the way you support people. More so that we found the general public, the community in general, don't accept people with disability for the way they are and who they are.
So you're talking about the attitude of the public rather than the people you're dealing with?
Definitely.
Can you give some examples of where that attitude, because I'm sure it's unconscious, but tell us how it comes out.
Well, you can, like for an example, taking a guy in a wheelchair. Often you'd either find people would move away, will out, won't say hello, or they'll do the opposite, they'll come and smother. They'd want to open the door, protect them, even carry a bag or look for anything. What else would you like me to do? But in all sense, if you're an able-bodied person, would you get that much support?
So really you just want to hear just a normal reaction to them?
It is, it is.
It is hard, isn't it, from the person from the outside who's